Hey folks, it's Kel Nitro here for Nitromaniac TV's wrestling channel. I'd like to welcome my co-presenter for today's video, the one babyface heel, Moorhouse. Moorhouse, what's going on? What's cracking?
What's going on? Not much. Getting the World Cup's just around the corner, so I'm getting ready.
Who are you pulling for the World Cup? What's your squad? What's your side?
I am native. My family is English. I always will support English. I already got my car flag.
Oh,
and I'll be getting up at 4 a.m. to watch some of the games at the pub with makeup and my flag.
So you're ready for another year of heartbreak, is what you're saying?
We'll see. I predicted them to win the cup, but I'm probably wrong.
Because that side always ends up bowing out of that tournament with
early rounds of the tournament, yeah.
And not quietly either. It's usually just with a flair for the dramatic. It's like you know, you're driving down the street and all of a sudden you see a car on fire and it's like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's England. Okay.
This year's different. We got no Rooney. That's going to help.
Which, you know, if you said that in past years, people would stone you. But that's the thing is, yeah, he was kind of a hindrance and that stuff. I think Germany is probably where it's at this year going forward. So I think that they might have a good chance in they're defending, right? So I think they won the last one. I think they got a good chance of defending for sure.
They're top four for me.
Yeah, France might be good too. It'll be a fun tournament to watch. It always.
Yeah, you got Portugal, Argentina, Spain, Brazil. I mean, you got tons and tons.
Absolutely, for sure. And no Canada, so because we suck at soccer. All right.
We're gonna make the World Cup though in 2026 when we host.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, we will because
we host.
Yeah, we host. That's the whole reason why. And then we'll be embarrassed publicly on a world stage. It'll be fun. Yeah. So, but anyways, if you wanted soccer talk, tune into somewhere else. This is the Nitromaniac TV wrestling channel, and we just experienced our 1-year anniversary. So, to you who has subscribed over the 1-year anniversary of the channel, thank you very much. We figured we'd sit down today and we'd just talk quickly about some hot button topics that have really hit our minds here in the wrestling business just fairly quickly. So the first one is, have you seen Enzo Amore's rap video and what is your opinion on it?
Unfortunately, I have.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I have as well. But you go ahead first, Moorhouse.
He's no Macho Man Randy Savage while rapping.
A lot of people saw that, so yeah.
He's a bit of a slurring rapper. He attacks his fan base right off the bat. Mm-hmm. He's only Enzo Amore because of wrestling. So who am I going to attack first? Well, I'm going to attack the wrestling fans. Basically he just attacks everyone. He attacks the girl who accused him of the assault, which wasn't proven. He basically attacks his wrestling fans. He attacks people that make him guilty before proven innocent. He's just angry. Unfortunately, I can't understand most of his words because he raps, you know.
He's got weird things. Like, I mean, he talks about his consensual penis. Well, that's
consensual. Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. Whatever, you know.
That's a T-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees now.
For real?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I figured if there'd be anybody that would do it, it would be Dev. Yeah, no, he's man, just the big thing coming out of that one is, why would you attack the group of people who have supported you through thick and thin on this? I mean, hell, we're the same group of people that supported him big time when he had that mishap in the ring and that stuff and knocked himself out. Don't forget, we are talking about a guy who knocked himself out on pay-per-view here, folks.
Yeah, he's a special.
Meanwhile, on SmackDown, Big Cass is kind of sort of flourishing a little bit, so, I think things ended up good for him.
Yeah, no, he still can't talk by himself, but at least he's getting a bit of high-profile matches.
It's amazing to me how that knee injury saved his career. big cast. It absolutely saved his career because it got him away from Enzo Amore, which they were doing anyway, but it got him away from that. And it probably kept him from being fired over the last year or so. So, hey, there we go.
I think he's okay. I don't have any problems with Cass, but he definitely needs a manager or something.
There is nothing wrong, Moorhouse, with just going about your day, dealing with your own stuff, and then just burrowing a hole when stuff starts falling in around you and just covering yourself up for a little bit.
There's also nothing wrong with tying a casket to your Jeep and then driving in the desert.
Woo! Oh yeah, that's that's a reference from WCW that I didn't think that would be brought back in 2018's wrestling vernacular, but thanks, Enzo, you did that. So, oh boy. Anyways,
I'm surprised Kurt Hennig didn't pop out of it.
Wow.
No, it's a WCW.
I know,
he was found in the desert.
Yeah, the man is no longer with us, and it's like, yeah. But apparently there's a second video. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it yet or not, but I can't imagine it being much better than the first. So, best of luck. I doubt that we'll ever see him again in WWE, and good riddance. Bye-bye. So, I just feel bad for all the kids who bought his merchandise and that stuff and everything, and now they,
They're on sale now at Hot Topic. Cup of haters?
No, thank you. How's that?
No, it's actually a cup that says Cup of Haters. It's quite
I've
clever.
seen the shirt. Yes, I know. I'm aware of what it looks like. But just saying, no, thank you. So, all right. The next figure to quickly talk about here is CM Punk just wrapped up his second UFC fight with a score decision loss to Mike Jackson earlier this week. Your thoughts of the Punk UFC run? It looks like it's pretty much done because Dana rarely, if ever, keeps fighters who lose 2-in-a-row matches, which is a weird quirk of UFC because he wants, I guess, top competition versus top competition all the time, and I guess that's a way of figuring it out. But, going forward, was this a good thing for Punk? Was this a bad thing? Was, whatever. I mean, he was 1-1 this week in fights because he won the lawsuit with Dr. Amon and the WWE's medical staff and everything, so.
It's good because he got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much ends his MMA career. Both fighters actually got fired right after the event.
Oh, really? So Mike Jackson.
Well, actually, Punk hasn't been fired because he still has one match left in his contract. But they're not going to put it on TV or anything.
Does UFC do house shows? How does that work? Is he just going to be in front of a bunch of 600 Army cadets at a base somewhere or something? Or
that would be a match in his contract.
Jeez.
They'll just bury him, and then the other guy got fired because he didn't end the fight soon enough because, Punk was defenseless the entire match.
I don't get how UFC works that way and that stuff. I think that's just more the mentality of Dana.
That's Dana.
Yeah,
that's a Dana thing.
That's a Dana thing, so I don't get that at all. I mean, in boxing, you fight until there's points decided or, you have a winner.
And then this one, you just punch a guy until the bell rings.
Yeah. So
even if he's laying on their ground.
So he didn't finish off Punk quick enough.
And he got fired,
Whose fault is that? I mean, that's the thing, is that Punk actually trained for this one and, from all accounts, actually hung in there a little bit and, was proven to be, not so much on the advantage for most of the fight because he lost, but maybe more along the lines of, okay, I'm hanging around, I still got a dog in this race type thing, which we knew he was going to do anyway, so.
I think the criticism here is the match was a pay-per-view match, and it took away from the undercard, like the Fox TV matches and the ones that weren't on TV, where the fighters were actually more talented.
Oh, all right. Well,
again, it's pretty much like putting Tai Chi in a title match.
Oh, he of the Final Fantasy character arc. Anyway, the character reject, But anyways, well, do I expect to see CM Punk back in a WWE ring?
No.
Probably not. Do I expect to see CM Punk back in a wrestling ring of some sort? Maybe. Never say never. Maybe. I think he's done enough now where he's can go out and be he can go out and co-host, that Talking Dead show on AMC if he wanted to, or whatever,
with
right?
Chris Hardwick and CM Punk.
Exactly, something like that, or he could do a podcast, or he could do, morning radio if he wanted to. Or,
he does comic book writing.
That too,
yeah. He is confirmed for Starrcast at All In.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rule out a cameo appearance at all, and I don't think he'll wrestle, but I can definitely see him, maybe doing a run-in or hanging out with in the ring with Bullet Club or something.
Can you imagine a three-man booth at All In of JR, Don Callis, and CM Punk?
That'd be fun. Well,
all right.
Not for JR.
Well, if they do grab JR for for All In as their play-by-play guy, they'll definitely have to put him with a strong color commentator. We know that Callis is probably going to be the color commentator for that show, so why not have a three-man booth at that point and just bring in the wild card as, I guess, the Corey Graves type with CM Punk, if that makes sense. or as Corey Graves does CM Punk, which is actually a good segue into my next topic, which is himself, Corey Graves. And it seems that recently on Twitter and Facebook, he's been getting into wars of words where he shouldn't be getting into wars of words with fans, other celebrities, etc. My question is this a sign of somebody who's overworked? Should he be just focusing on Raw and maybe not have him on SmackDown, or vice versa? Or is this just a sign of just somebody who just doesn't give a flying you-know-what?
Option C, Alec.
Okay.
He's done this. This is not the first time Corey's gone off script. Once they got back home from Saudi Arabia, he took a cheap shot at the Saudi Arabian culture by posting "It's great to be back home" and then having a beer can picture out.
Yeah.
So I think Corey's Twitter is Corey's Twitter and not WWE's Twitter.
No, exactly. So
if he doesn't like Punk, he doesn't like Punk. It sounds like they used to be friends, and then Corey got upset when Punk just left and never talked to Corey again.
I mean, you'd figure that they'd be boys, but it's like, well, all right. one of those things. I understand. I've definitely been through that before, too, if that's the case. So
I've heard a lot of weird things with CM that he does with friends or former friends, that he just kind of alienates them once he's not interested.
Boy, yeah, that's that really hits close to home with me, because again, been through that myself, so I can totally see that situation. So put it that way. Hey, there we go. So hey, we're here as pro wrestling fans, but we can also be psychiatrists as well too. So
Kellen's Corey Graves.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, maybe not that far there. Maggle. No, just kidding. Oh wait, that's JBL. Never mind. I guess another hot topic quickly to talk about is WWE and the declining quality of the product. We talked briefly in the past about Backlash and how much of a terrible card that was. We got Money in the Bank coming up, and I can't imagine that one might be any better. The pay-per-views are being expanded to an unnecessarily unbearably long length for a show. They have just landed the deal to bring SmackDown to Fox in September 2019 and bring in the big money, and Raw will remain on the USA, NBC, Universal networks and such. Is this just they got the money, now they can do whatever they want?
Sorry, I was thinking.
WWE boring as you know what, or what the hell is the deal here? Just to sum it up.
Too much oversaturation of the product is just boring us. Also, because of the oversaturation of the product, the writing team can't keep up, and we're seeing just the storylines and the writing just nosedive.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know. Maybe it's something where they need to... Maybe the after effect of expanding the pay-per-views is finally knocking an hour off of Raw. Maybe that's what they do. So, which I'd be all for, but...
But you heard once SmackDown moves to Fox, they're going 3 hours too.
That's true. So, yeah. I don't know.
It's just too much because you got Raw, you got SmackDown, you got NXT, you got 205 Live, you have the tournaments they have, you got pay-per-views, you got network specials, and then you have to eat supper, go to work, and, go to bed.
Here's a challenge to all our subscribers and watchers and listeners of this fine channel and program. If you know anybody who enjoys the current WWE product and loves watching every single week in and week out,
all
Raw,
the shows.
No. Just specifically Raw.
Oh, just
from front to back, and could say nothing bad about what they're doing, hook them up with me because I'd love to talk to them. I just wanted to ask. My first question with them is, okay, what aspects of the show keep you tuning in from week to week and loving it? Because I don't love the entire show how it is. There's spots, but it's too freaking long, and there are dead spots.
It's like a 3-hour Saturday Night Live,
which isn't good because it's too freaking long, and it's dead spots in the middle of it. It sags. So
because the Saturday Night Live, you only have one good skit, maybe two good skits an episode. So This is the same amount of good skits, but with an hour and a half more.
So if you can find somebody anywhere that, that in your circle of friends or whatever, that enjoys watching Raw week in and week out from front to back, all 3 hours, and loves every single minute of that show, tweet them at me at Kellen Nitro, or just send them my way over here. And again, I'll ask them the question. The first question is, what aspects of that show keep you tuning in week to week, even when everybody else is saying it's horrible and dog and everything? Because they're seeing something that I don't see, if that's the case. Because I'm missing something, if that's the case. But if I'm not missing something, that show sucks. Like, it's just bad. Everything is bad right now.
Well, it's because, Kellen, you don't watch Main Event. They have storylines on Main Event that contribute to Raw.
Funny
so
story,
you're confused
Ken.
When you watch Raw.
Funny story, Moorhouse, is I actually sat down and watched Main Event here for the first time in a long time, a week or so ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there were 2 winos out that day. No, just kidding.
Did you enjoy your Heath Slater and Rhino match?
I tell you what I did enjoy was watching Titus O'Neil and freaking Kurt Hawkins go one-on-one there. That was fun. But man, just it. Yeah, they need a severe. I hope they are self-aware of how bad it is in aspects of it. I don't expect that show to make a drastic 180-degree improvement overnight, but I'd love to see just steps taken towards it being, I guess, somewhat more better and watchable. And
if you want to watch good wrestling in Canada, watch Impact right now. Impact's fun to watch.
It is. And that's a quick shout out is after watching that Under Pressure card at the end of May, that's a fun show. That show is just from front to back. They are doing things that are very interesting to me. And Slammiversary, I am looking forward to seeing that because that's going to be a fun card. And stay tuned, Nitromaniac TV will do a Nitro's take after that event is done. Because that's another thing too about doing this channel is I found that the most vocal and most passionate group of fans in wrestling right now is the Impact Wrestling people. They'll tell you if they hate something, they love something, but again, every Impact Wrestling video I've uploaded on this channel, immediate response from somebody. So, kudos to them.
They have a good fan base. I mean, the fan base that's been stabbed in the face 100 times eventually becomes self-aware that, you know what, I don't like being stabbed in the face.
Well, they got rid of all the dead weight now. Now they can actually just operate, and they got people that know what they're doing. So, let them do what they do. So they got some.
They've been moving. They've been on the upward.
They're trending up,
yeah.
They are trending up, and now that What was the big announcement? Is that Impact Wrestling stuff is... Oh, yeah, they're bringing the some Impact Wrestling stars will be on the Jera Cruise, I think, in October. So
there's rumored of a partnership building between New Japan and Impact as well.
Which would be huge for them. If that's the case, then there is New Japan's 2-hour television spot in the U.S., then if that's the case. Yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling Impact or something. There you go.
Yeah, a merge.
And then that immediately becomes a must-watch show. You could knock off all the weekly WWE stuff with the exception of NXT and just be a great fan and watch NXT and Impact and Ring of Honor. And those are your free shows throughout the week, and you'd be happy.
Yeah, but I really want to watch Superstars.
If you want Superstars, watch Impact. No, yeah. So.
No, WWE is just too much. And then they're also buying up all these British promotions, which I'm not cool with. Which they're going to just add more content, and nobody has time for that right now.
Speaking of WWE, last couple of points here before we wrap it up. Number one, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Is this WWE purposely taking a feud that was hot in Japan and just flushing it down the toilet here, or what are they doing? Because this is completely not how I pictured this story arc going at the beginning of the year when Shinsuke won the Rumble. This is like they're screwing things up, and then this is like next level total misinterpretation of what you have type screwing things up.
Yep, because we got the last man standing low blow match coming up.
Which will probably be over in like 5 minutes. All they'll do is just blow each other, and that's it. At this point, that's what they're teasing for. It's who gets the first low blow in, who gets the first dick shot.
Yeah. Someone should take the head writing job away from the Road Dogg soon.
I mean, he was a great talent. He was awesome, but this oh man.
His stories haven't been good, and this one's not great.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing really I can say. I mean, it's they've been focused on the balls.
You're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. That it's just compared to what it was in New Japan. That this is just there's no comparison. There's New Japan was far and away the better feud of the two.
Yeah.
Between that and what they've done here, like it's you
could have done it right if you didn't focus so much on the low blow.
Yeah.
If you focused on something else, if you focused on Shinsuke being angry at AJ, just for walking away from New Japan. Well, I guess they both did at the same time. You can't really do that.
Right, exactly. And I guess the final real hot topic question that I want to ask you about, of course, is All In coming up September 1st, Sears Center, Chicago. We've talked about it on our past shows. We talked a little bit about it on the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion Nitro's take, and I've talked about it on this channel before and that stuff. We know that at this point in the game, as we record this show, that one match has already been kind of figured out for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. As it stands right now, it's the champion Nick Aldis versus Cody, which in itself, I'm not sure if that's really a main event, grabbing worthy, spot for that, because it is, a belt that's kind of been, the last time it had national presence was, over 11 years ago on, TNA programming and that stuff. But now it's, and not like the Impact Wrestling fans will know who Magnus is, but, going forward, not a lot of other people will be like, oh, okay, whatever. How do you see? How do you see? I guess the rest of this card shaping up, because obviously it's a big ticket match having those two and that belt in a match, and it's a good something to throw on the marquee. It looks great for the NWA World Heavyweight title. You have Cody, aka Cody Rhodes, going for the same belt his dad held 30 years ago or whatever, versus the current champion Nick Aldis, right? And then but with all this talent getting booked left, right, and center for it, it seems like it's going to be like a independent wrestling all-star card. Is that how you kind of see it going forward here? All the talent getting booked for the card.
Yeah, because they don't have exclusive rights to use New Japan titles or Ring of Honor titles, but They did work a deal with Billy Corgan to get the NWA title, which, to be honest, I can see Cody winning because it's his heritage belt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, the past winners of this title have been interesting. Like Rob Conway is a 2-time NWA champion. That will tell you everything you need to know about the NWA title right now.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's not necessarily the same belt that it was when it came off of TV in 2007 with TNA. So, that's just it. And the stipulation leading up to it too. The only way all this will show up at All In is if Cody is a Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. So does that mean that Dalton loses the belt this summer to Cody?
Because they do have Best in the World. I think they're fighting a 3-way match with Marty Scurll.
Yeah. So, I mean, does that happen? And what if Creative comes up with this plan where, okay, Scurll is walking out with the belt? Does Marty Scurll get the NWA World Championship shot? Then it's that the big thing, right? So,
to be honest, I just decline. I'm like, no, I don't want that title. No, thank you.
Yeah,
but it was held by like legends, and I'm like, well, yeah, it was. And then Rob Conway held it, and Adam Pearce and Colt Cabana.
I mean, ultimately, it's still way too early to discuss the card in itself because other than that match being announced, we haven't really heard what other.
We just know talent.
Yeah, we just know the talent that's booked to show up on the show, right? And we can speculate how they're going to be used on the show at that point. Like you would assume that the Young Bucks will be fighting somebody, in a tag team match. You can assume that, Tessa Blanchard and Madison Rayne might go one-on-one to continue what's been going on Impact.
Maybe Okada and Omega have a quick match.
Maybe that's Okada Omega 5 for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something. But like we said in the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion Nitro Stake, I think that ship has sailed. I think it might be interesting to see Okada and Omega team up as a tag team.
Against Marty and Hangman, maybe?
Maybe, potentially.
Yeah.
Although I think they might have their sights set on a Hangman Joey Ryan one-on-one match.
But he's dead.
What's going on?
He's dead. He can't wrestle.
The ghost of Joey Ryan versus Hangman Page. And then you just send Joey out there in white, and he's good to go.
Yeah, because you got other guys there. You got Pentagon. Zero's going to be there. Fenix.
Yeah.
Chelsea Green. Jay Lethal.
I think it'd be interesting to see, maybe Okada and Omega, if they do tag one-on-one with each other, versus Pentagon and Phoenix. I think that would be just a neat
That'd be a fun match.
That'd be a fun match to see. And again, too, if you wanted to work the Golden Lover storyline, if you book Ibushi for All In, I'm not sure if he's booked for All In yet or not, you have them against Pentagon and Phoenix. I think that might be a natural in itself, too, because you have the hottest tag team in Japan versus the hottest tag team in Mexico right now. Go one-on-one and like a tag team war. That'd be cool. So, but it's still up in the air whether this thing's going to be on an iPay-per-view or a pay-per-view provider,
or DVD,
or straight to VHS, or if they're going to be close circuiting this thing, or
it's going to be on the first ever All In radio pay-per-view.
Oh wow, that'd be wild.
To be honest, I'm actually looking forward a lot more to Starrcast.
Yeah, the panels at Starrcast and that stuff is looking a lot like it's going to be a lot of fun to monitor and watch what happens throughout the weekend there and that stuff. I mean, I wish I was going down there and that stuff. It's kind of like they've made a WrestleMania weekend for the indies, right? But it'd be interesting to see what all comes out of that and that stuff. I mean, I know a bunch of people that are actually going to be involved in panels. The Wrestlecrap people, for one, R.D. Reynolds and Blade.
Yeah, he's him and Bischoff are going to be fighting.
Yeah, in a panel thing. It's Reynolds and Alvarez versus.
I thought Alvarez wasn't confirmed yet.
There's been they leaked something earlier that had Alvarez's name on it, and that he was confirmed. So I think
and then Bischoff's going to be with J.J. Dillon, I think.
Or Kevin Nash, one of the two, because Kevin Nash has been confirmed for this as well. So I'm thinking that for that panel, from what I've seen, I think it's Bischoff and Nash versus Alvarez and Reynolds.
Starrcast is going to be awesome because Mike Check's going to be at Starrcast.
He plays well in any market, goddammit. One of my favorite podcasts of all time was the April, and it's still available, and you can grab this on the Wrestlecrap iTunes feed, or go to wrestlecrap.com and grab it, was the April 1st, 2011 edition of Wrestlecrap Radio. And that was the one where it was an April Fool's Day episode, and they replaced the entire episode with a rerun of Mike Check's morning radio show from Ithaca, New York in the summer of '77. And
what was the radio station called?
WTKO Ithaca.
A whacker.
And Mike Check was hosting a show called the Bob and Weave Morning Drive. And he was known as Bob Ali, and his co-host, which was played by Blade Braxton, of course, was Cassius Weave. And it was the Bob and Weave Morning Drive.
Punny.
Such a great show, and I urge everybody to go onto iTunes and listen to it. Again, it's the 4/1/11 edition of Wrestlecrap Radio, and it's the whole storyline gets explained to you in the first minute and a half, and then after that, it's a full 90 minutes of just zany funness and 1970s AM radio hits. So if you like your Linda Ronstadt and your Free Dog Night, you're gonna get it in that 90 minutes. God damn it!
It's great stuff, and I paid for the archives just so I'm
so jealous. I've been a fan of their site since 2005 and 6, and it's always been something I've meant to do, and yet I've never done it. So maybe this year I'm going to do that and finally take the plunge and pay for the archive pass.
I downloaded every podcast because one of my questions was the question of the day.
Oh, cool! Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I think I got question of the day with them way back when. I want to say back in 2005 or so. I think I sent in a question asking if Jock and Ramon were indeed all American boys, in their opinion. In your honest opinion, good sir. So were they Jock or were Jock and Ramon all American boys? And I think actually, it was 2006 because it was the week that RVD and Sabu got busted for pot. Oh. That was a prevalent topic on their show. Yes, I remember that now. Yeah, and I was working at my at one of my previous jobs before my career, and it was at I think I was working with a local grocery chain that's no longer in business here in my hometown and that stuff as a bakery assistant, and that was the thing that I listened to on my lunch break, and I screamed out in the lunchroom when they read my question. I was like, "Oh my god!" Just like, they read my question. It's crazy.
You had the same feeling I had when I was on there too. I was like, "Oh!" Because my question was, it was right after Taboo Tuesday, so I asked them like, "What would your theme song be?"
Oh, yeah.
They left it open, and they're like, if a reader or a listener could submit a Titantron video and everything, we would play that next episode, but that never happened.
Yeah, gotcha. Taboo Tuesday. Man, that was so...
Actually, I said the wrong thing. I said Taboo Tuesday, and then they made fun of me. And like, I think it's Cyber Sunday. This guy's trapped in like 2006. This guy's because it was 2010 when I sent it in.
Well, they made fun of me because of the opening line of the email was, "Hey guys, I love your show. It's a great show." And then Artie's like, "Great," and then he's like, and then Blade's like, "Man, he must have been traveling in the same car as RVD and Sabu if he thought that this thing was great." Oh man, yeah. So,
good stuff.
I can't remember which one it is, but if you go back and you take a look at the week that RVD and Sabu in history got busted for the marijuana possession charge that ended up with RVD losing the WWE title, That's when it was. I think it was June something. I want to say it was either June or July 2006.
Yeah, July 7th.
July 7th, 2006.
I have it up here right now, yeah.
That was a rough couple of months for just everything, because my hockey team had just lost Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. And then my guy finally wins the WWE title, and then he loses it due to a pot possession charge later on down to freaking one. It's like, oh, that sucks. He lost to John Cena too. Oh no, Edge won it, so it was like kind of that was all right. I was gonna say he lost it back to John Cena. It was like, oh. So.
This is the synopsis for your episode. It's July 7th, 2006.
Yes.
Uncle RD and Uncle Blade want you to crap as they talk about Kelly Kelly.
Okay.
John Laurinaitis.
Mm-hmm.
Fake laughter.
Yep.
The zombie interview. Indefinitely halted. Right. Nathan Jones and Jet Li's hero.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Jones's lactating nipples. Kid Romeo pitching exterminator gimmick.
Right.
Jennifer Walcott leaves the Diva search, replacing body parts with objects.
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
WrestleCrap favorites and least favorites. What is Brian Clark doing today? The Fabulous Rougeaus. Rumors of Trish Stratus leaving. Johnny Parisi getting fired. HBK being whisked away every time something degenerate happens. DX invading the Raw production truck. Mike Knox says Mr. Body Slam.
Yeah.
What is Test up to? RVD and Sabu getting busted, and the return of the mailbag. So I guess you were the first question on return of the mailbag.
Yeah, that would be what it was. Is that I remember that question. So there we go. That was it. Mm. And you got to listen for the question, because I used my internet account name at that time. It's like the first one comes from Nitroholic from Canada. So there we go. So that's what it was.
Surprise Blade's like, Canada? What the fuck?
Actually, they are Facebook friends of mine, RD and Blade. So if they do come across this video, hi guys, best of luck at All In. We'll definitely be paying attention from up here what goes down this weekend. You have our full support. And as they used to say in Ring of Honor towards Paul London matches, please don't die. Anyway, I'm Kelly Nitro. He's been the one babyface heel, Moorhouse. Where can they catch you, Moorhouse, if they would love your content?
They can catch me on Twitter at OneBabyfaceHeel.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, you know where to find me. Twitter, at Kelly Nitro, and throughout the various other things. They're all below in the description anyway. Later days, happy wrestling watching. And thanks again for one great year doing this. And we're going to do this again sometime soon. So, bye. Later, guys.
Later.